Good morning. I'm Nancy Halberens, Director of Congregational Life at Westminster. Late afternoon on May 26th, there was a storm, a very big storm, with lots of wind and rain pounding on our western-facing windows. Finally, there was a break in the weather. But then, even as the sun was shining through the clouds, more rain came. So with both sun and rain at the same time, I decided to go out in my front yard to look for a rainbow. And almost unbelievably, lo and behold, actually found the end of the rainbow in our front yard. I couldn't really see the rest of the rainbow, but it was amazing to see just the end of the rainbow and what seemed so close. But alas, no pot of gold in the grass. The closest thing to a pot of gold was the collection of golden cicada shells clustered under the big tree in the yard. Oh well. But then, incredibly, there did appear a surprise at our rainbow's end. The surprise at the end of our very own rainbow was not a leprechaun guarding a pot of gold, but rather a damp-looking Larry Hayward walking up the street on his way home after getting caught by the second wave of rain during a walk. Pots of gold can come in all manner of ways, I guess. Larry, a powerful preacher, an astute head of staff, and a loyal pastor and friend, more precious than gold, beats that pot of gold any day. But then that made me think of my other colleagues on staff as well. Amy Upton, who has just retired, how we will miss her insights, wit, compassion, and humor, more precious than gold. And our whole staff, dedicated, hardworking, always going the extra mile, more precious than gold. And then there are our church members and our many faithful volunteers, our choirs, our elders and deacons, our Christian formation and preschool teachers, our building and tech teams, our mission liaisons and partners, all of our various fellowship groups and small groups, more precious than gold. Westminster, more precious than gold. Genesis chapter 9 tells us that God said, "This is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures of every kind. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth." So God sends us an occasional rainbow to remind us of God's love for us and of God's faithfulness to us. Perhaps then the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is God's covenant. In 1 Peter chapter 1, we hear the hope that the genuineness of our faith, being more precious than gold, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed. Together at Westminster, we remember God's covenant to us, and we seek to nurture a faith which is genuine, more precious than gold, a faith where we give praise and glory and honor to the resurrected Christ. So while I may have found the end of the rainbow that day in late May in my yard, more importantly, I discovered that I already had a pot of gold being part of the Westminster community with all of you. Together as a congregation, we are the pot of gold at the end of the covenantal rainbow that God has given us. Our whole congregation, whether together on Zoom screen or in a pew, in a meeting or in a class, Westminster, more precious than gold. I look forward to greeting you in person again very soon. Amen.